should have emptied his bladder, there should be privacy, introduction, all those things are there. Then you will do inspection. Who will tell me the 11 points of inspection? Tariq. Number 1.
Skin.
Shape of the abdomen, symmetry of the abdomen, movements, umbilicus, the gross things which are visible here. Scars are very important in the abdomen. Okay? So shape is, this one is a scaphoid shape. You see, the chest is up and the abdomen is down. Umbilicus central, inverted, no discharge. It is symmetrical. It's moving with the respiration. Their distribution is normal. Then go to the smaller things.
How do I know if it's distended or it's fat?
Yeah, if the abdomen is distended, which is very common, you find this thing, and the umbilicus is going inside, and the whole body is quite obese, you would say, I think this distension because of obesity. But don't give differential from the beginning. Just say, sir, it's a distended abdomen. Once you finish everything, we will ask you, what could be the cause of this distension? Sir, I think it's just obesity. Why? Because the umbilicus is inverted, hair distribution normal, patient is obese already. Otherwise, say, no, sir, he's very thin and his abdomen is distended and umbilicus is inverted. I think it's a sign. So don't start giving differential from the during the exam.
In inspection, we should stay in the end of the bed.
Yes.
And also
how
at
you know
the level of the patient or no?
Yes. Sometimes for movements you have to come down to look at the movements and the pulsations like this. Okay.
So what is the difference between the scaphoid shape and the flat abdomen?
No, when move your hand along the chest. See, if the hand goes like this is flat. But see here, what's going on?
So this is like a palpation.
This is scaphoid. Look, I'm just giving you an idea. And this the chest is down and the tension in the flanks will be here. So after this you can comment on the pulsations, comment on the dilated veins around the umbilicus or on the sides. You can comment on the stria, scars. You can make small groups, like vascular things. What are the vascular things? Pulsations and the dilated veins. What are the scars? There can be cautery scars, there can be surgical scars, there can be stria, there can be purple stria. Okay. Then there can be GIT things, like there can be visible peristalsis, there can be subcostal angle become more wide. Okay. Then look for the divarication of recta. It is 11 or 12 points. Fix them in your mind because inspection will be for every student. The patient will not refuse. So quickly, shape, symmetry, movements, umbilicus, hair distribution, scar marks. Yes.
With the verification of the type, should I ask the patient to sit or just
No. Ask him to go up, a little bit rise. That's as much as that. You will see the difference. But usually when you say, sir, we will stop. So these are the points on inspection. On palpation, again, you know what is the important question before this? Are you feeling any pain in any part of the abdomen? Then if I have a patient like this, I cannot elevate his bed, maybe I will sit down. Okay? Because I want to keep my hand and my forearm in the same line. I will sit here and I will take like this. I will look at the face of the patient and my movements at the metacarpophalangeal iliac, starting from the left iliac fossa, coming to the left lumbar region, then going to the left hypochondrium, then coming to the epigastrium, then coming down to the umbilical area, hypogastric area, then this fossa, this lumbar region, this one. And I say, sir, I didn't find any tenderness, I didn't find any superficial masses, I did not find any guarding organ. But he has some mass, he told me last time. Where is your mass? Still there?
This will be
Inshallah. Okay. So this is the superficial palpation. For deep palpation, you can feel the whole area by deep palpation. But generally we need from you the liver. So for liver, keep your hand away from the rectus abdominis muscle. And during expiration, push your hand inside. And then wait during expiration. Then go up. Push this one and wait.
With expiration, huh?
With expiration, go inside. And the abdomen goes inside. And then when the viscera coming down, you will wait for the viscera. Go up gradually and gradually. If you feel something, please take a deep breath. Now you are confirming this liver. If you find the liver, then you will try to feel its surface, everything, and look for tenderness and describe it. So I think it's a large liver, 2 centimeter below the costal margin. It's hard, its border is irregular, whatever. All the points. It is pulsatile, non-pulsatile, tender, non-tender. After palpation of liver, you will go for spleen. From the beginning, keep your hand under the costal margin and pull little bit up. And start from the iliac fossa.
With inspiration,
looking at his face. Again the same manner. and go up until you come to this area. Then scan the whole costal margin. Not stop here only. Scan the whole costal margin. So I don't find spleen. So please turn towards me. Relax on my hand. Relax on my hand. No, yeah, your body to relax. So relax his abdominal muscles. Please completely relax. Now I will feel. I don't feel
from
it.
the beginning, doctor, or just
No, from the same. Because you know now that the spleen is not there. So just scan the costal margin. This is spleen. For kidneys, yes.
Should I look at the patient face while I'm protecting liver and spleen?
Yes. But once you find you reach to the liver extent and he's not tender, then you can. But mostly look at the patient. This should make it your habit. Then after this kidney, keep your left hand in the renal angle between the 12th rib and the between the 12th rib and the vertebra, and the right hand here. Press the right hand downwards and the left hand use it for ballotment. I am pushing this way. Okay. Then I will keep my left hand here and I will do ballotment. If I find some mass, I will describe it. Okay.
What about the bimanual examination? What is the difference between bimanual and examination?
This is the bimanual examination. This is the bimanual. Bimanual by two hands. By two manual hands. This is used for kidney. Ballotment is a phenomenon. Ballotment means something is moving between the two hands. Okay, but I know you from your skills there, you know
it's different.
the ballotment and this no. Ballotment is the move. Okay. Kidney is ballotable, spleen is not ballotable. Okay? At this point already I told you. Yes, what?
doctor, is it important to keep the same two hands? What you do?
Generally, left hand, as a regulation, left hand is behind the back and the right hand is in the front. Okay, this is our rule.
But isn't more?
I think it's difficult. How you can? Can you do like this?
Yeah, because yeah, better. For me, it's better.
But still, I will advise you follow our
Okay.
Okay. This is the bimanual. We have finished superficial, deep, and bimanual. Three methods of palpation. Then coming to the, we finish the palpation now. Now we will come to fluid fill. If you find the abdomen is too much distended, then there is a third method, a fourth method of palpation, which is called dipping method, which is used for palpation of viscera in a patient with ascites. I know the skills sheet is telling you it's a method for diagnosis of ascites. No. If I have a patient with gross distension and I want to check his liver, can I found the liver by deep?
No.
What I will do, I will keep one hand here and the other hand here. This hand will push to displace the fluid and this hand to feel the viscera. It's very difficult, I know. Nowadays all doctors directly go for ultrasound. But you should know this method. Abdomen is distended, so I want to feel his liver.
I only do it if he has
If he has, this is called dipping. So four methods of palpation. Superficial, deep, yes.
There is a vein. Can I do?
Of course, if the patient is tender, everything is gone. In the exam, especially, no, we should have non-tender patient. In your practical life, if you is very tender, first we will go for ultrasound or some other change. This is the, these methods were very critical when we were students. We didn't have ultrasound, we didn't have CT scans and these things. So we used to do by our way, even if the patient is painfully. But now you have facilities. But for the exam, you must know. This is dipping. Then come to the fluid fill. If the abdomen is distended, sir, you will keep the patient's hand in the middle of the abdomen. Why? Why you keep this hand here?
Skin transmission.
By skin.
Through
By skin.
through the fat. The abdominal fat is normally fluid. At our 37 degree centigrade temperature, it's a fluid. So if I make one hand here and hit, even in a little bit obese person, you can find a fluid fill. So to block this impulse transmission through the fat, you will keep the hand of the patient or doctor's hand. And keep one hand here and strike the other like this. So maybe in this hand you will feel it through. If this test is positive, this means there is a massive ascites. No need to do the shifting test. If no, I will do this. I have told you so many times that if you put the fluid in the peritoneum, it will stay like this. So I will start from here. Keep my hand. I know some teachers say no, just percuss center and then percuss here. If it is dull, shift him to other side. It's okay. It's okay. But what is our regulation now? That we must percuss parallel to the border of the organ which is there. Okay. Like now I know the fluid is like this. I will percuss. Okay. Only 2 hits. This is important. And after the 2 hits, and this finger should strike vertically, not like this. Vertical. And raise this finger after hitting. So So once you come here, you will find the fluid. It will become dull. Then come up and make your finger like this. Now the fluid is vertical. So you are making your finger vertical and going to the side. When you will come to the fluid, it will become dull. When it becomes dull, please turn to the other side. Wait for 30 seconds. Now where is the fluid now? Fluid has gone here. So I will percuss. It will become resonant. I will not stop. I will go down until I reach. I will say the surface area before was resonant, now become dull. This is shifting.
I should complete the shifting down still the end of flank area.
No, if you have reached to the end of the flank area and there is no dullness, this means there is no fluid, or there is a very minimal amount of fluid, which is nowadays we don't advise puddle sound. Maybe you heard about it. When we were students, we used to do it, and if we reach here, we didn't get any dullness. Then we asked the patient to sit on his hands and feet. He was face down. He will sit like a horse, and then we keep our stethoscope on his umbilicus and click his elbow. This is called puddle sound, but not recommended. This position is not good for a patient. So no need for it. When you reach here, khalas, I think sir there is no fluid because I didn't get dullness until the flanks. Okay?
Is there a difference if I go right and left?
No difference. No difference. You can do it here and do it on both the sides because sometimes there is a localized, like in especially tuberculosis. Okay, there can be on one side. Yes, definitely. When you go here, where you will turn the patient? To my side, to bring the fluid here. This is shifting dullness. Then you will go for the liver, okay, which is very important for us. I will feel the angle of Lewis. I will feel the second space. I will keep my finger here. I will percuss. 1, 2, 3. This 2, 3, 4. So maybe in the fourth space I found dullness or change of the note. Please take a deep breath. Now where is the liver? It's gone down. This will become resonant. So there is a tidal percussion. I think this fourth space is the upper border of the liver. Now once you know the space, no need for you to keep the finger of the patient. Otherwise, if you don't know the space, keep the finger of the patient. And then percuss from the along the mid-clavicular line. Same line. I will percuss from down. But here there is a hard percussion. Keep the finger firmly. These fingers a little bit up and strike. Okay. But here it's a light percussion. Keep it lightly until you find the dullness. So this is the level speed. If you have a measuring tape, so it's around 10 centimeter. It's normal. Okay. This is the spleen, liver spleen. Then spleen for Traub's area. No need to percuss this area for the spleen. Because if spleen is palpable, no need to percuss it again. Now I don't feel the spleen, but I suspect that he could have a spleen on the I will see you. This is the floor of this is the costal margin. The roof is the sixth rib, and the lateral boundary is the anterior line. This triangular area should be resonant if there is no spleen on it. I will percuss from medial to lateral. It's resonant. If it's resonant, I can safely say there is no spleen. If it is dull, I cannot say there is a spleen. What I will say? Either it's a left-sided pleural effusion, or it's a left lobe of the liver, or it's a spleen, it's a malignancy in the stomach, maybe the patient has just taken his breakfast. All these things make it. So dullness has no value. Resonance has a value. These three things we need in percussion. Okay?
Should I ask the patient, does he eat?
We don't need this thing. We need your differentials. We need your differentials. Okay? If you found something, this is my differential type. I think 3, 4. Like if you find a lump in the right iliac fossa, there is a swelling in the right iliac fossa, and there is a scar mark. Very good. Another possibility.
Could be appendiceal.
Could be cecal malignancy, could be appendicular lump. So always give. So, although when you see you are sure this is a kidney transplant, but don't say, so I have a differential diagnosis. There is a lump in the right iliac fossa. It will carry more marks. Then coming to auscultate. Once you reach here, the other things we usually ignore, but you must say. Sir, I want to auscultate for what? Sir, I want to auscultate for bowel sounds in the right iliac fossa. Why? Because all the peristalsis come to ileocecal junction. I want to auscultate 1 inch above and lateral to the umbilicus for renal artery stenosis. I want to auscultate for venous hum between the xiphisternum and the umbilicus. If the spleen enlarge, I want to auscultate for splenic rub. If the liver enlarge, I want to auscultate for the hepatic bruit and the hepatic rub. This is all. But usually we only want these words for me. After this, you would say, I want to examine the back, I want to examine the humeral orifices, I want to examine the genitalia. Yeah, rectal exam.
You sure what the iliac artery auscultation? Is it important or not?
if you know more about auscultation, if you read more about auscultation, like some students said aorta, if you have any evidence for this, if you have evidence for, if you finish all these things, again I'm saying, if you have read somewhere good evidence that I will auscultate, then for personally, my practical I'm telling you, that I think in the last 10 years I never auscultated the abdomen of any patient in my class. So it carries, but if you want to show your knowledge and you are sure you can defend yours, once you say, okay, I want to auscultate iliac artery, I will ask you why. So what's the reason for this? If you know that I will give a good answer, say. There are minor things, don't go into them. But this is my advice. Until you are confident that I can defend myself. I remember a student said about eyebrows, after half is lost. Then he was in problem because they were asking, why this are lost? Then he went into endocrine. So, yeah, this is what I am saying. If you say some sign and you are sure about it, otherwise for most of students I say no. Just follow the basics. And you will find something, jaundice or pallor or something.
If I'm not sure about this sign, if I skip it, he would think that I did not know.
No. It's not written in our sheets. I asked by the way, they said no. Dr. Rosella said no.
Right.
To give you the sheets.
Why?
I don't know. I asked him yesterday. I said, he said no, this is our.
You told us earlier we will talk to him this morning because he had.
He was.
Yeah, he was.
You can call him, but yesterday I wasn't able.
I will try to talk to him.
Okay. Let me know.
Okay, sure.
This is abdominal examination. Any issues? Okay. One thing more. Some students are asking, Dr. When shall I do general physical related to abdomen or no? If you are very good, if you are sure about yourself that I can finish within 8 minutes everything, start with the important signs. Start with the important signs. Sir, I am looking for pallor, I am looking for jaundice, I am looking for cyanosis. Then I will ask you which GRD disease will make cyanosis. Liver, shabash. If you are sure, say. Otherwise, you will be stuck. So, as I am saying to you, if you are sure, if you are good, you can defend. Otherwise, finish the local. If the time is still remaining, sir, I have time. I want to go to the clinical science. I want to look for. I think the patient has ascites, so I want to look for the signs of chronic liver disease. Okay, go ahead. Look for the signs of chronic. Sir, I want to see hands for clubbing. I want to see pulmonary edema. I want to see repeated contracture. This will show you a lot. But most of the students don't complete abdomen. So what's the benefit of doing peripheral? You will not get any marks from this. And I will tell the teachers, you are right, some teachers expect from you to even look at the peripheral signs. But I will tell them no. We advise them to go for local and then come to the peripheral. Because they are just undergraduate. When you will do Saudi Council, no. They will ask you everything. They will give you 1 hour for examination. So what do you do?
1 hour for examination in front of the systems.
In front of the examiner. And then 1 hour for questions. Half hour by one examiner, half hour by another examiner. So all the skin will be gone from you. But this thing will help you if you practice from now. As fast you become, as good it is. And then in 1 hour you can give all the minute signs which you like cardiac artery, I want to auscultate abdominal aorta. I want to palpate abdominal. One student said to me, and this is true, I found in some books, you can palpate the abdominal aorta also. By like this.
Yes.
Go inside and feel it for aneurysm.
But
I will not say to you in this exam. You will make a problem for yourself.
So, the discussion will be only one case because I'm afraid if I finish earlier, they will give me 10.
No. Only for this. Very gentle question. You know, my experience has done very few students complete all the steps. Reach to the management, reach to the investigation, reach to the all the steps. So don't think that there will be enough time for everything.
So if I didn't finish and you didn't ask me some question, which is included in the checklist.
Definitely marks will go down. Definitely marks will go down. Sometimes the teachers interrupt. So I will remember to give 2 advices to all. Don't interrupt during the examination, let him to finish completely. And then ask the question. Not everything, why you find something, why you find something. No, this will waste your time. So this is 2 advice.
But the time finish, I didn't do the peripheral sign. That will make them all.
Peripheral sign is not in our sheets. So it will not carry any risk. But mention in the end, even if you prefer, I know this, I suspect he has ascites, I go for it. So this is abdomen and general physical. You have time? Bring one student and do the, you allow? Who is the one who did practice? And you want to be, no. Don't eat everything. Don't eat all the food.
I'll do it. Which examination?
يبي واحد ما طبش. It's about
Briefly, I will tell you that we analyze you in neuro because Muhammad asked this question. In the motor examination of the lower limbs and cranial nerve examination. You know, neuro examination has 5 parts.
Yes.
Higher mental functions and speech. This is very difficult to do. Remember,